My name is Mike Berkowitz, and I do stem cells really well, so much so that I even sold my stem cell company to a multi-billionaire, but I still do them. I feel like it's my dharma to do these things. Running into Razzie here, there's no accidents. There's a Hebrew word called nachas, which means just the goodness of good work and good medicine when it comes together. There's nothing more rewarding.
Behind the practice.
Welcome back to Behind the Practice. I'm Katie Brinkley, and today we're joined by Razi Berry and Mike Berkowitz. Thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's really great to be here, and we are so full of joy to be able to share this story with you.
And for those that are listening, we are in for a treat today because today's guests have an incredible story. And before I get too far into it, Razi, you've been a guest on the show before. I'd love it if you just shared a little bit of your story, because on that episode, we didn't talk too much about some of the life-changing events that happened to you. And, well, I'll just let you share your story.
Well, I'm a publisher of a natural medicine journal, and in 2020, I became very sick neurologically. I started to basically have neurodegenerative symptoms, a lot of pain. And my community kind of followed that story. But it got to the point where I had so much weakness on the left side of my body. I couldn't, feed myself. I couldn't drive. I couldn't really care for myself. I was having seizures all night long, fasciculations, involuntary movements. And I had tried really everything. And being so connected into the natural medicine community, I had a lot of modalities at my fingertips. And I did pretty much everything. But I was not improving. And so some friends of mine connected me to Joseph Krieger, who introduced me to Mike Berkowitz. Mike Berkowitz is, I'll let you speak to it, but Mike Berkowitz is a healer in the truest sense. I was driven to his surgical center in Southern California when I was in a wheelchair, and
the entire left side of your body.
Yes.
Just paralyzed.
I ended up being diagnosed from a movement disorder clinic via biopsy with alpha-synucleinopathy. So it was the alpha-synuclein proteins that had aggregated in my nervous system, and they didn't have any help for me. So long story short, I was reluctant. I didn't think that it was going to do anything. I got treated by Mike, and it wasn't overnight, but a few months later, I started to regain mobility, regain strength. My autonomic nervous system started to re-engage, and then I could walk with a walker, and now I'm fully mobile again. I'm back to my career. I'm back to mothering my two beautiful daughters, who were able to meet Mike here.
It was an honor to meet your beautiful babies.
Oh my gosh, because they all went through so much, and
you went through a lot.
Well, so Mike, but before we dive into how incredible your recovery has been, let's just introduce us a little bit to who you are and what you do.
My name is Mike Berkowitz, and I do stem cells really well, so much so that I even sold my stem cell company to a multi-billionaire, but I still do them. I feel like it's my dharma to do these things. Running into Razzie here, there's no accidents. There's a Hebrew word called nachas, which means just the goodness of good work and good medicine when it comes together. There's nothing more rewarding than really fixing someone, especially a member of our community here in beautiful Arizona and all over the world, because she has a beautiful publication, by the way, and it was fascinating working with all your people. You had so many people working on your case, and to be part of that case and to be the tip of the spear, fixing Razzie was an honor. But it wasn't just me. It was actually a few of her colleagues here and back home working with a lot of talent and different universities, but tying it all together. But I don't resonate Razzie as a healer. I'm more of a conductor with other healers and the most incredible scientists like Dr. Jesse Haggard, who you know, Dr. Jeremy Kaslow, who you'll meet because he was very integral in this, and my neurosurgeon, Dr. Jeffrey Oppenheimer. But I'm the one that owns the surgery center and calls the shots and makes things happen. I knew that I could fix her 100%.
And I was scared. I was a difficult patient. It had been years. I had lost my lifestyle. I'd lost everything really. And
she couldn't get out of bed. And those are my kind of cases. I do very complex medical neurocognitive cases. And my favorite thing is to get people out of wheelchairs or fixing the brain.
So let's talk a little bit about what you're doing here, doctor. I think that, you say you want the difficult cases. You want the stories that don't seem fixable. And, Razzie, you're walking proof.
Yeah.
How is it that you're able to find these people that you're ready to, that you can fix? Because probably
they find me.
You thought that there was no other solution. This was your life, right, Razzie?
Yeah, I thought there was no solution. You were confident that you could help. He had sent me some videos of prior patients, and I just still didn't believe it because
it sounds almost too good to be true.
It did.
With what I do, and this is proof positive. A lot of what I've done had to go on a university level to do it, a study, which is an IRB, which is a medical study, or we used the right to try in Razzie's case to, when 3 or 4 modalities don't work, we were able to do both of those types of ways, because stem cells are not really approved in this country. They're allowed. So we have a lot of compliance factors to do, but I have a lot of work with the universities, a lot of work with just blending things together. They write neuro guys, they write neurosurgeons, they write neurologists.
Why do you think there is such a resistance towards stem cell here in the United States?
Because it works. And big pharma is a big issue with it, and that's just my personal opinion.
So what other cases have you been able to, Razzie's, yours is incredible. What other types of stories can you share with us?
Well, we specialize in neuro, but we do a lot of other things besides that as well, autoimmune, different types of serious fractures or complicated cases.
Yeah. So, Razzie, when you came to Dr. Mike's office, you said you were a difficult patient. Let's just talk about that a little bit, because I'm sure some people are saying, well, yeah, if you get told that kind of news, you're going to be a difficult patient. Let's talk about that.
Well, think of having seizures every night. I hadn't had a full night's sleep in a few years, really. And so that affects your cognitive mindset in many ways, your ability to think. It contributes to the extra pain and then the mobility issues. So I was defeated. I was very afraid. And so I was not trusting. I had spent a lot of money on many things, and maybe some of those were part of peeling the onion, priming my body. We don't know. But I had really kind of given up. If I didn't have 2 daughters, I had really kind of given up. And so I was not trusting, but at the same time, I was hoping so much that it would work. And that was where a lot of the fear came in, because it was like, this is the last thing I have left to try. And if this doesn't work, then what?
Right. And the most important part of what I do, Razzie, is I had to be your coach to tell you that it was possible.
Yeah.
Because if someone doesn't really believe that it's going to work, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So that's why I was sending you so many videos to show you what we can do and what was possible. It wasn't that I was showing off.
No,
I was just trying to give you that light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And we were close to that point.
Yes. Yeah.
I remember when we were talking, doing our consultations, and you told me that you have 2 little kids back then. That was a few years ago, and we decided to do this treatment for them.
Yeah.
And that's how I was able to trick you to come to me.
I kind of got put in a car and driven to you.
And I had to talk to that guy to make sure it was done right. And it was done as best as we could do.
Yeah.
I wish I could have come out there to fix you and save you out here versus having you haul all the way to Newport Beach.
Well, it was.
But I'm just so honored that it worked for
Oh
me.
my gosh.
And you're looking so great. I didn't recognize you
I
when
know
I
you
saw
didn't.
you on the floor, and I had to like go on my phone, and then I had to revisit everything. And last night I sent you some screenshots
Of our
old text from 3 years
And
ago.
and every one of them, I was terrified. I was asking you questions that all led to showing how afraid I was. But you know what he said, not recognizing me? My daughters, which one of my daughters is right there. Just a few days ago, my daughter said, "Mama,
And you notice so.
it looks like you again. You look like you again." You know, because I had so much inflammation. I was so bloated. I was kind of gray in color. And to have your daughter say that you look like you again, it's just her simple way of saying, there's a lot of other things that she was saying when she said that. Do you know what I mean?
I get that.
Yeah.
You came back.
Yeah.
You think you came back 98%?
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe 200% in some ways.
Well, today
it's
she got stem cells again. She got
Yeah, I
another
had my-
shot today, and the technology keeps getting better. How do you feel after that?
I feel so good.
good.
I feel so good.
The best part about my job is making people feel good. And, a lot of times I don't really get to see that
Yeah.
too often. It's usually one and done.
Yeah.
And I don't really see the patients. So it's such an honor to be able to revisit this 3 years ago.
Oh my gosh. There's so much hope for people,
There is. I feel like it's my job to show people that these stem cells are really healthy and they could, you have nothing to lose. They can't really hurt you.
Right. And, was I afraid to get them the first time? Sure. I was afraid every time I tried something, but I was really excited to get them again this time. I was like hurry up.
Yeah. So you said you haven't seen Razzie in for 3 years.
I think it's 3 years.
Yeah, and you didn't recognize her. How often is it that people can see results?
We have a pretty high success rate doing what we do. We have like a 95 percentile.
That's
But
incredible.
the main emphasis I really want to bring, people have to want to get better. So if a patient comes to me, like a mom brings in a patient and she doesn't want to get better, I can't really force someone to have that mindset. We have to have that vision board of getting better, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, if someone's listening right now, they want to get better. Maybe they thought that they were out of options, like Razzie, like you felt like you're out of options. This is just my life now. What's the best way for them to learn more about you, learn more about...
Well, I sold a stem cell company. I'm only just taking care of my VIP clients. I'm semi-retired. But there's a lot of great stem cell providers out there, a lot of them. And just be, someone that, like we had 100% money back guarantee. So you want to go with someone that's confident. If it's not going to work, they're going to shoot those stem cells again, or they're going to give you your money back. If someone has that philosophy, that's the people that you want to go to.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, this has been an incredible conversation, an incredible story, and I'm so glad that you two reconnected. This has been
It's made
just
my
such
day.
an honor.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me on Behind the Practice.
Behind the Practice is produced by Next Step Social and Podcasting and hosted by Katie Brinkley and Sean Quintero. A special thank you to our guests today. This episode was recorded live at the Boston BioLife Functional Longevity Summit. A special thank you to the team that helped make this podcast happen.